one leg up into my shirt. Now she's leaning with this leg, pressing with this leg. So what I'm going to do when I say go, she's going to push. If she was strong enough, she would push me away. With this leg, I'm going to grab right above the knee and I'm actually applying pressure. She's trying to raise the leg up into my hand. So I'm going to get a nice staggered base. She's going to push and relax. Go deeper into the stretch of both legs, the hip flexor and the quad right here, and push and relax and push and relax. If she's flexible enough, I can take this leg, wrap it through. We're now getting a little bit of the rectus as well because we're getting a little bit of knee flexion involved. And now she can push and relax. Now remember, she's in an exposed position, so we want to take her hand, take her other hand, help her up to the starting position. Never make a relaxed muscle do the work. Next, we're going to work on her hamstrings and her side glutes a little bit. So she's going to lay on the table on her back. Now with this one, I'm going to take her leg. Remember, a lot of times I want to get her into the position. I don't make her do the work. I do the work myself. And I'm going to take her ankle and place it right over my shoulder. I take this hand and I apply a little bit of light pressure. By applying that light pressure, I get her leg to straighten out. A lot of times people want to be in this position. Well, we're missing half of the aspect of the stretch because we need to be extended. Okay, remember, opposites for the game of opposites. So if I apply a little bit of pressure here, she can't bend her knee. Now I'm going to lean onto the table. I'm going to angle away for her personal space involved here. I don't need to get so close to her, so if I angle towards here, we can maintain some of that personal space. So I'll place my knee up on that table, place her leg on my shoulder, a little bit of light pressure here. She's going to try and push me away when I say so. So I'm going to go right here and push, and she's pushing into my shoulder. And relax. Now you'll see how much greater stretch she gets. And push. And relax. And push. And relax. I'll then return her to the starting position where I would then go over to the other side of the table and work on that leg. Okay? That's a great PNF, contract, hold, hamstring stretch. Next, we're going to work on piriformis. Before we get involved, it is side glute. Where a lot of people go wrong is they want to rotate before they do anything. So what they'll do is as they're rotating, they'll simply turn their hip over and they come over in this position, and everyone can do that, okay? That eliminates the pulling stretch aspect of the movement. So I'm going to take her hand, place it across her, and I'm going to have her hold on here. Remember, we want to pull towards, not push away. There's a very important reason for that on this stretch, especially if we're on a table. I'm going to reassure her that she's not going to fall because it's in the back of the mind of everyone. My thigh is right up here against the table. In 25 years, no one's ever fallen off the table because I'm right here supporting the table and preventing her from rolling. If I'm pushing away, there's no mechanism to prevent that. Okay? So let's get started. I'm going to grab right here behind the knee and then take her foot and place it right there on the knee joint. I'm then going to grab right here. I have my tension provider. This hand is going to provide the tension for the contract hold portion. I'm then going to support her lower back and pelvis so that that's not getting too much tension. I then roll her over. I'm going to tell her to push, and she's going to try and raise her knee into my hand and relax. And push. And relax. And push. And relax. I then return and return. And that would be a piriformis stretch. I would then go around and work on the other side. Now, another key with that, which is why I like to have people keep their hand there if possible. We don't want this shoulder to come up. A lot of times people are going to roll into the movement. That prevents a lot of the stretch from happening. So we want to give them a way to keep that shoulder down. And by having them hold on, that helps. If you don't have something to hold on to, just remind them, be sure to keep that shoulder down. Piriformis stretch. Now we're going to go into a little bit of quad, and for that, she's going to have to go onto her stomach, so she's going to adjust. Now for this one, there's a key component involved, and that is, are they already flexible enough to where they can touch with a butt kicker type movement, which prevents the stretch from happening. So if they can get to this point, we can no longer consider it a stretch, but what we can do is by elevating the leg, we can pre-stretch the quad and then get into a stretch position. Whether you put your fingers underneath or support her underneath your knee, either one is an option. I generally grab here and place a little bit of light pressure on their lower back. The reason I place a little bit of pressure on the lower back is when we're focused on just activating one quad, we tend to rotate into it. And we want to prevent that by just a little bit of light pressure to keep them from kind of twisting and jerking with that. So just nice and easy, raise them up. As we already showed, she's pretty flexible. So too flexible for this to work until we elevate. I have that right there where possible, and then I can place this right here. Now her movement is going to be into my hand when I tell her. So right now we got that stretch, and she's going to push and relax. Push and relax. And if we get to the point where we're flexible enough, I can raise up even more and push and relax. Push and relax. And if we do get to that point, we can go up even higher. You can continue to adjust how high you bring that knee and how much that pre-stretches before you get into the PNF portion of the contract, whole portion of the contract portion of it. Okay? So, by placing a little bit of light pressure right here on her lower back, you can prevent that from kind of unpurposely twisting into it. So that's our quad stretch. Obviously, I will go over to the other side, but for today, we're going to work on our calves now. I'm going to have Tiffany sit up. She's going to be sitting up just for the purpose of the video. She could technically be lying down. It doesn't change too much, but ideally, her feet are hanging off the edge. What I simply want to do is take one of her feet, pull it back into dorsiflexion. I'm going to apply a little bit of light pressure here on her shin so that she doesn't want to raise her knee up. That eliminates part of our action. And now she's going to push into and relax. Dorsiflex even more and push and relax. And one more time and push and relax. Okay, then obviously I would do the other side, but that would take care of her gastrocnemius and soleus. We can bend the knee if we want and get a little bit focused specifically on the soleus. Push and relax. And do the same thing, but generally speaking, limited time. Do what works best for your clients. If they have some tension, really focus on the calves. But most of the time, working on the larger muscles is going to be more beneficial. And that's where we want to find ourselves the majority of the time. So that was our lower body stretching, consisting of some hip flexor, some hamstring, some quad, and some calf, as well as a little bit of piriformis to the medius. Thank you.